Hello and welcome to my business tips and money saving advice channel. This video is all about how you can earn some serious money as a mobile DJ. But first of all, as ever, a quick joke. This one, another one of my favourites from comedian Jimmy Carr. So I did a sponsored walk once. I raised so much money, I ended up getting a taxi. I'm sure that's better when he says it. Roll the thing. So first of all, guys, just want to qualify myself for talking about earning serious money as a mobile DJ. So back in 2006, I started my own mobile DJ business. It was only ever really meant to be something to provide me with a little bit of pocket money while I was working on other projects. But as with most things, it kind of grew, and then it snowballed into a pretty big business. Within about a year, I had a team of DJs. Within a year and a half, I had more bookings than I could actually handle. I actually found myself having to manage the business and manage lots of DJs. By about year two, maybe about 2.5 years in, I was hiring commercial DJs, and then we got into bands, and then we expanded into events. At its peak, I was turning over somewhere in the region of about 100 to 150 bookings per year, most of those being DJ bookings. Now, I didn't push the business as much as I could have. It was primarily a lifestyle business for me. And a lifestyle business is where I guess the main goal is not earning loads and loads of money, but it is just kind of earning just enough to be quite comfortable, pay bills, and have enough time to do whatever I wanted. If I really kind of took the breakers off and really pushed that business, I'm sure I could have increased that business to tenfold easily. Now, the kind of earnings that I was turning over, being very transparent here, was anything from about 30k to about 60k. And those are the earnings that I was making. If I took the breakers off, I'm sure I could have turned that into a six-figure business, but that was never my plan, that was never my passion, so I chose not to do that. However, from running that business, I do have some, I think, key tips and key bits of advice that I can pass on, which can help you earn some serious money as a mobile DJ. And I think the first thing really to consider here is the way in which most other people run a DJ business and a DJ company. And I think the first step with starting any company or business is really get a handle on your competition. And there's no better way to getting a really good handle on your competition other than approaching your competition as a potential client or customer. And I know, it's a little bit shady, but it is going to be the best way that you get a really good handle on how your competitors sell and what their price points are. Now, when I went through this process, when I started my DJ business, what I found was, it was quite funny, and I was quite shocked at the same time. And what I found was that there were two key skills missing from the majority of other DJ businesses and DJ companies out there. Regardless if they've been running for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, I found two key things that were missing. Now, the great thing about that is that it gave me lots of room to develop, lots of room to grow, and it allowed me to actually find a gap within which I could really kind of expand my own business, my own company. And the first key thing that I found that was missing was selling. Every single company I approached was terrible at selling. And I put a few calls in, I sent a few emails. The type of email replies I got back were a few lines long. Hi, my name is, Mike the DJ, and I'm pretty good at what I do, and I play good music, here's the music I play, and my price is blah. And that's the kind of email that I got. I thought, okay, well maybe that's just how they communicate by email. Let's put a few calls in, see what happens. And I put a few calls in, and funny enough, I kind of got the same thing over the phone with quite a few different DJ businesses. We're free on that date, here's the music we could play, and here is our price. And that's not selling, that's just kind of declaring what you do and how much you are. There's no selling in that whatsoever. So the first thing that I took upon myself was to develop a sales pitch. The sales pitch was anywhere from 4 to 8 minutes long. I had a condensed version of my pitch, and then I had a slightly longer version. My pitch basically went into my own personal background, went into some background about how the company started, and then it also went into about different services and products that I offered within that company as well. In the pitch, there were several points where I chucked it out to the person who I was speaking to, really to make sure that they weren't, drifting off, going to sleep. But yeah, just to make sure that they were kept engaged as well. I can't remember what they were now. I could probably dig those out and maybe put those in the comments if anyone's interested. But this sales pitch basically was so effective that my conversion rate when I started, and this is right at the beginning of the business, was around 40 to 50%. So around 40 to 50% of people who I spoke to converted into a sale. Over time, I refined that pitch. I kind of took it to the nth degree. And then I think towards the end of the company, up until the point that I sold it, that pitch was effective. I would say probably 85 to 95% of the time. So 85 to 95% of the people who would approach me would convert into a sale. So again, tip number 1, get your sales pitch right, spend some time on it, and this will give you a massive advantage over the vast majority of your competition. Secondly, it's all in the name. It's all in the name. It's your branding. And again, I was really surprised when I was running my mobile DJ business, the amount of companies that are out there that had either really bad, shoddy websites, that just really poorly designed websites, or just really weird mobile DJ names. I had a friend of mine who, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, I can't actually remember the actual name of his company. I think it was something like, I'll correct myself down here in the edit, it was something like Super Pink Afro Discotheque DJs or something. It was just like a terrible name, which basically, it gave someone the image of this guy is going to be a cheesy, he's going to be fun, but he's going to be cheesy. Now, most wedding clients, most corporate clients, they don't want, a really cheesy DJ. They don't want Dave the DJ wearing a big pink afro and big glasses. Yeah, some might do, but the majority won't. So if you don't have a good name and a good website, you're never going to be able to charge upwards of $1,000 to $1,500, $2,000 for your services. You're going to be stuck in a price point which is around £300 to £500, which is not how you make serious money from this business. And I remember having a chat with my friend, and I basically said to him, look, your name sucks. Your name really sucks. And we spent a bit of time on the phone. We came up with this alternative name, which I think at the time was Lush DJ. Lush DJ kind of having the connotation to the cosmetic brand. And I kind of thought, well, yeah, because the majority of people who approach a DJ business will be predominantly female, because they'll be brides booking for weddings. Yeah, Lush DJ, that's quite a nice name. It's got, a nice ring to it. It rolls off the tongue nicely. But, he actually decided to stick with whatever DJ name he had. And within a year, he folded his business. He couldn't get the clients. He couldn't get it off the ground. And it all linked back to his brand. Now, my DJ name when I started was Kill the DJ. Kill the DJ. I based it on the song by the Smiths, Hang the DJ. And it was catchy enough that it stuck in people's minds. I then worked with a branding friend of mine. It's a friend of mine who is a branding consultant. We developed another brand which is called Love the DJ, and people could basically choose whether they booked with Kill the DJ or Love the DJ. There were two brands. We developed a really cool logo for that business as well. And it flew. Every time I worked on the brand and I took that branding to the next level, I saw a massive increase in my clients. I got more bookings, and my conversion rate also increased. So again, one of the key things that you should focus on your DJ business, and probably with any business that you start up right from the get-go, is the branding. Get the branding right from the start, and your life will be a lot easier in the long run, trust me. Now, next up, you've got to be prepared to invest into the business. You've got to be prepared to put money into the website, into creating the brand, maybe even hiring someone, a freelancer, through a freelance website like People Per Hour or elance.com to really get that brand as best as it possibly can be, in terms of the logo and the copy and the design and feel of the website. And then also you've got to invest into the equipment, and you really do have to get great equipment if you want to charge serious money. Now, I'm not going to sit here or stand here and tell you about what equipment to get. I've been out of the game a very long time now, and I know equipment has probably come a very, very long way since then, and I'm sure there's plenty of other people who are better placed to tell you about what type of equipment you should be spending your money on. But I do know that there are certain things which are very popular right now, and there are certain things where you can upgrade your client and will allow you to get into the higher price brackets. And I think the first thing is having upgrades like uplighters that you put around the room to give the room a really nice kind of look and feel. Dance floors are quite essential as well. There was one DJ I came across, he had a residency at a wedding venue. He got round about I think 250 bookings alone from this one venue, and the main thing that got him that residency was a dance floor. And then there was another DJ I came across. Now this guy invested like just silly money into the company. He invested, from what he told me, about 12 grand on equipment. Now the majority of that went on video walls, so like LCD video walls, so he could display images and video clips while he was DJing. But on the flip side of that, I know it sounds like a lot of money to invest, but on the flip side of that, this guy was charging anywhere from about 4 to 5 grand for his services. Now he tapped into the Asian market, which, as I'm sure you know, is probably the most lucrative market out there when you are a mobile DJ. I think the second to that is corporates, and then thirdly is pretty much any other types of weddings. So investing in your equipment, it does really pay off. And let's say, for example, worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario, let's say your business doesn't work. Some businesses just don't work. Some people are just not quite cut out to run a business in the way that a business should be run. Your equipment is still an asset on the business. So one, it's still tax deductible, and two, you can always sell it and recoup the majority of the cost. So the risk involved when it comes to actually investing in equipment, I would say, is very, very low. There are a lot more riskier things that you could do in a business other than spend good money on great equipment. Next up, you've got to find something unique from your services that will have you stand out from the rest of the competition. What I had as part of my highest package was an option where a client could basically send me a list of all the songs they wanted in their playlist, and I said I would source up to 200 songs for them, which, kind of looking back, I'm not sure it was the best idea in the world. I'm sure you could come up with something which isn't as time consuming as that, but it did work. It did have me stand out from the crowd because there was no other DJ, I think, crazy or insane enough to do that. But like I say, I wouldn't recommend doing that. That was very time consuming. I'm sure you can come up with something a lot more unique and a lot better suited, which won't drive you around the bend. Next up, it's all about the team, baby. It's all about teamwork. So let's say you've got great equipment, you've got a great website, a great brand, everything's working, you're doing loads of bookings yourself, you're inundated with bookings, you're working virtually every weekend date that you could possibly work, even one or two dates midweek. Your income could be as high as 60, even 70 grand. You are laughing, but you are working your behind off. What do? Do you keep on working like a dog for the rest of your life? Is that really what you want in your business? You might love it. You might be at that level and you might really enjoy it, and you might like having full control over everything and all of that, right? And that's perfectly fine. I know for myself that there definitely came a time where I got really tired, not so much of the actual playing music for people, but I got really tired of bringing that equipment home at like 2, 3, 4 a.m. Lugging it from my car and lugging it into my flat. At the time I was living in Muswell Hill, And I grew to absolutely hate it. It drove me bonkers. And the way in which that I not only kind of got around that and brought that to an end, but also the way in which I increased the income in my business was to create a team of DJs. And guys, look, I'll be completely upfront and honest with you. This was one of the trickiest things I had to do in my business, to build a team of DJs. And I got nightmare stories of using some DJs. There was one DJ I chose. There was a gig in central London I then booked in for. And he got very confused about where to park. He circled the venue several times. And he gave up with parking and trying to find the loading area. He then went back home. I got a call from him the day later saying, "Oh, look, I had a nightmare with parking. But look, I did kind of arrive at the venue, so can I still be paid?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? Are you a mental? Are you literally mental? No, you can't be paid. Never contact me again." I think it's really hard to avoid those kind of nightmare scenarios when you start giving your work out to other people. But on the same hand, I think you do kind of get to a point when you go through the process where you will get to a point where you have a team of core DJs who you can trust, who you can rely on, and who will do a really great job for you. I think one of the key tips when hiring subcontractors in this way, first of all, you need to make sure that they are happy to do everything under your brand, because you don't want to hire someone to go into one of your gigs and then for them to promote their own brand. It's like, well, what's the point? I'm not giving you this booking for you to promote your own business. You need to be promoting my business. You need to white label basically what you do under my company. I think that's the first thing, but I think that one of the most key things with working with some subcontractors is to pay them as quickly as you possibly can after a event has taken place. And what I would do is the first working day after an event happened is I would reach out to the client. I'd make sure that nothing bad happened, that the house wasn't burnt down, and the DJ did a good job. And as long as everything was fine and okay, then instantly I would transfer the DJ's fee across. Now, just to give you an insight, my typical margin on an event was around about 50%. So I would pay a DJ, let's say about £300, and then I would charge around about £595, maybe even £695 to the actual client. My margin was that 40%, 40, 50%. So it was a decent margin that I earned. I know that I approached a lot of DJs who weren't comfortable with me paying them an amount that low, and that's perfectly fine. I just chose not to work with them, and I chose to work with DJs who were happy to work for me on those kind of rates. And the reason why I built a team of great DJs who were happy with those kind of rates was that I was able to pay really, really quickly, and I did everything by the book. My DJ got a contract for every booking that they were put into. My client got a contract for every booking that I had with them. So everything was contracted, everything was done by the book, and payment was done as quickly as possible. Now guys, look, those are my key tips with making some serious money as a mobile DJ. I really hope they were useful. Please smash the like button if they were. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how you get on with your own DJ business. And please do subscribe to this channel. Until next time, cheers!